is here. Give me a second. I have a puppy on the desk. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, you little monkey monster. Hi, guys. It's Ghost Queen and Nyx. You're a little monster. She is lovely. This is our new addition to our family, our little baby, Nyx. She is a gorgeous little puppy. She's got one brown eye, one blue eye, and I just had to take her out. And she did a poop, which was good. And she'll probably fall asleep in about 2 minutes, but she's a little wound up at the moment. So she's trying to chew my feather fan right now. I'm remembering puppies, they chew everything. Everything. When we first got Juju, she chewed my glasses. I had to get a new pair. Craziness. Anyway, if you're going to chew, you're going to go down, little one. So, hi guys. I apologize for not streaming last night. I was exhausted. Yesterday was a little bit of a chaotic day here. And this past week, I just did not get a ton of sleep. I've been dealing with all these puppies, and as you can see, it's a lot of work. It's just like having kids and like having like toddlers, you know. So I had like six of them all week, and yeah, it's been crazy. So I haven't been getting a ton of sleep. So yesterday, we had a very busy day, and at the end of the day, you know, we decided during the day that we were going to keep this pup, and the other pups have gone back with the woman who had them originally. She's going to keep one, and then the other three, I guess, are going to go with her mother at this trailer park that her mother owns, and she's going to keep the mama as well, and then we kept the female. So yeah, hopefully everybody's happy with that arrangement. Hopefully it's all going to work out good, and that's what's happening. So, but I was just so tired last night. I fell asleep with the pup on my chest, and I did catch up on some sleep finally. Hey, Shan. So yeah, meet our new baby, Nyx. Oh, she's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful puppy. See if you can see her there. Say hi, Nyx. She's, yeah, she's real cute, real pretty, nice little pup. Um, she's actually really good. She's like, she sleeps a lot, you know, still, because she's like a little baby. But, you know, so we went to the pet store today. We got her this little blankie, which I had her wrapped in most of the day. We got this little blankie for like $3. Cute little blankie. And she likes that. That's her little blankie. And we got her a little chew toy and a little stuffy and a little pink bone, which she's loving because she is teething. So yeah, no, like Nyx the goddess, NYX, the goddess of the night. Plus, that's also there's the Krewe of Nyx here in New Orleans, and you know, so there's several different meanings that it just seemed to fit well. Um, so yeah, oh good, she's chewing on her bone. So it's been crazy. And then today, so last night when I had decided I wasn't going to stream because I was just like falling asleep in my chair with the pup, then of course I had like people messaging me with problems. It just always seems to happen that way. And my hair is a big flat mess. I'm right in the middle of dyeing my hair and it's not done. So I didn't even want to put hairspray in it tonight because I'm going to actually put some more dye in tonight. Um, yeah. So I got a message last night from this woman that I know. You've heard me talk about this little girl that I met named Gabby, and she's a 10-year-old girl, very sweet, and we hit it off. And I met her grandmother and her grandfather. Um, I heard from her grandmother that um, her grandfather just passed away. So the funeral was yesterday, and this poor little girl, she's had a lot of death in her family as of late. Well, her father died a little while back, but not too far back, and then her aunt died, and now her grandfather has passed, and anyway, so the funeral for her grandfather was yesterday, and I had just met this man myself, and he passed suddenly, and that was really sad, and he was only 55. You know, that's not very old. So uh, they had the funeral yesterday, and then his grandmother reached out to me. Oh, why is that doing that? Stop doing that. And and the grandmother and then Gabby's mother, who I hadn't met yet, they were having some concerns about paranormal activity in their home. And so I did speak with them last night, but Wayne and I arranged to go and see them today, which we did. And then, of course, one of my mods was contacting me at like 3 in the morning with some paranormal issues. And I'm like, what is going on? It was a crazy night, everybody having paranormal stuff. So, anyway, so today we got up, we went to the pet store, and then, yeah, and then and then we did go and visit with Gabby and her mother and her grandmother, and had a very nice visit with them. Gabby's a little doll, so it was great to see her, and she loved the puppy. And she had a girlfriend there as well who I was able to meet, and really nice kids. And then, you know, I spent quite a while talking with her mother and her grandmother, and we did a spirit box session also, and toured the house and talked about the situation and whatnot. We might be going back to do an investigation. I will definitely be going back to at least do a cleansing and see if that helps the situation. And yeah, so it was a busy day, and then I came home, and Wayne and I did watch an interesting movie on Netflix. It's called Ghost Story. Now, there's an original Ghost Story movie, which is one of my favorites, and that's going back. It's pretty old. This is a completely different ghost story. It's got Casey Affleck in it, and it's interesting. It's different and it's creative. I will say there are parts that are a little slow, and I get what they're trying to do, but like they maybe drag it on a little bit too much. Um, but you can always fast forward through the boring parts. um, but it was cool. It was interesting. It was thought provoking. It was a little sad at times, and but interesting. So yeah, we watched that tonight, and then I've been doing my hair, bleaching and dyeing, and I'm not done. So here I am. Hi. So yeah, I definitely had a lot of chatter on the spirit box at their house today. Um, is what new, honey? Uh, yeah, so I'm looking forward to reviewing that session. There was a lot that came through. Even they heard stuff coming through. And yeah, so that's that. Crazy, crazy, running around like lunatics as always. And the pup is quiet. She's sleeping. Now she's completely fast asleep on my lap. She has just been so funny to watch too. Of course, we've been posting pictures, and I mean, she's adorable. We can't help it. It's like we're new parents. But it's so funny. Like she dreams and just goes like nuts, like her whole body. It's almost like she looks like she's convulsing and having a seizure, but she's just dreaming. She is so flipping cute. I can't with it. It's just she's too cute. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work. Like you got to take them out every 2 minutes. You got to feed them 3 times a day, and they're very needy at this age. She wants to be in my lap just nonstop. She always just wants to be in my lap. Let me see if I can even show you. She's so cute here. I'll pull this a little closer to me and grab my camera. Hold on. Oh. Look at, there she is sleeping on my lap. She's so cute and sweet with her head half under the table. She's adorable, cute little pup. So sweet. They're so fun when they're little. So, yeah, I've been in puppy time. And Wayne's been having a tough day, poor thing. He just had a couple of prints that sort of didn't come out real right, and he's been a little frustrated today. So it has been a long day, as always. We always seem to just be rushing and busy and blah, 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 blah. I'm looking forward to taking a day off at this point. Um, oh, that's funny. Well, because I had them because I had all the pups staying out in the barn, they were already kind of training to like leave the barn and go to the bathroom outside. So I'm not going to lie, she has peed in the house twice, but both times it was like right by the front door. Like she knows that's where she goes to go outside, like, and that's where she goes to the bathroom. But she just didn't make it quite yet. She still is really little, and we do have puppy pads down by the door, but she didn't quite make it. But every single time I take her outside, she will either pee or poop. Like she knows that's what you do when you're outside. So it really isn't going to be hard. She'll train real quick. So I'm not really worried about that. Thank you. Yeah, I just did my nails again recently. Oh, they're kind of like purpley. It's hard to tell with this light, but they're kind of like purple iridescent. Yeah, the barn is great, and I've been cleaning it out so that maybe I can foster some more animals in the future. I don't know why my origin just keeps popping up. Let me see if I can close it a different way. My origin just keeps popping up on my screen. Okay, I'll try it that way, see if that works. Yeah, and actually, I told this woman Tina, who has the pups, to talk to her mother and tell her mother that if people dump dogs at the mobile home park that they own, I'd be happy to foster them and try and find them homes in the future. So that's part of why it was good for me to get the barn cleaned out and everything. And I still have a little bit more work to do on the barn. Um, just some boards I've got to nail, and we've got a hole in the roof to patch up, but it's just going to take like a little bit of a piece of metal. It's got like an old metal roof, so it won't be hard to fix it up so that it's adequate for animals. Um, but yeah, so we're working on all that stuff, and I don't know why everyone seemed to be having some sort of paranormal issue last night while I was like dozing, like sleeping like a baby. I was having no issues, but it seems like a few people were having paranormal issues last night, which is kind of strange. I don't know why all the activity seems to be kicking up lately, but it seems to a little bit. Um, so that's that story. Let's see. I'm a little out of the loop um, as far as like what's been going on online, like today and yesterday. I haven't been too involved because I've just been busy. I know that Ms. Wonderful streamed yesterday, and I think it was yesterday, or was it this morning? Oh no, I think it was actually early this morning. I actually woke up really early with the puppy, and then I was up for like an hour or two, and then I went back to sleep for a couple hours. I really needed to catch up on some sleep, and I did, and it was good. But I know she streamed this morning, and she was saying, um, like, I saw somebody being nasty to her on Twitter, and I stood up for her. And I don't even remember what I said to this person, but she was just like being nasty to Katie, and I'm sort of like, well, if you don't like her, what are you doing here, And she was like, she said something more nasty, and I replied, and she just got nastier, and I just blocked her. I don't really like to engage for a really long period of time with people like that. It's pointless. They'll go on to the end of time. Oh, I remember. She was like criticizing Katie's looks and calling her ugly or being saying something nasty and cruel. And I said, "Oh, well, can we see your picture?" Because it's always the people that don't have any photographs themselves that are like, you know, dissing somebody else's looks. It's like, well, are you ready to put yourself up for judgment? Usually not. Usually they're not. But yeah. Anyway, so I ended up blocking that girl. But then Katie actually said this morning that Randy was then, trying to diss me or throw some shade at me, which I hadn't even seen because I think once I blocked that other girl, the whole conversation just kind of, um, I wasn't able to see it any longer. And I don't even know that Randy. I mean, I've never even watched her channel. I don't know her. Um, but yeah, she's like trying to be nasty to me. Whatever. These people, like, I don't understand them all, you know. That's just a different sort of people than I am. So, whatever. I just generally don't feel comfortable being nasty to people I don't know, even. Like, that I can't really get with unless I see them doing something really mean. Then, maybe I can be a little nasty to them. But I never understand people who are like nasty to me if they don't even know me or I'm not interacting with them. It's like, wait a minute, what? Strange. But, people I guess just stick up for their friends or whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't take it personally and I don't get emotional about it. So, yeah, it was a real crappy day here. Rain, rain, and more rain. It was coming down all day today. So it was just kind of cold and wet and rainy and bleh. So, yeah, we weren't thrilled necessarily to go out in it today, but it turned out to be kind of a nice ride. And this woman that I met with, Valerie, had some really interesting stories to tell me about um, some family background and some stuff that used to go on in the area. She told me a story about these people, this group of people burning a body, like a person alive. That was crazy stuff. This is going back like a long time ago, but still. Of course, that's not something nice you ever want to hear about, but interesting nonetheless to see the depths that some people can sink to. And unfortunately, things like that will happen, and then sometimes these are people that are like younger people that are just kind of wild and crazy and maybe doing a lot of drugs, maybe some mental illness, and then they call themselves like devil worshippers, and then, uh, they sort of end up giving anyone that's pagan or into the occult a bad name because of their foolish and irresponsible and oftentimes criminal behavior. And so then if you tell anyone, you're into witchcraft or you're pagan or whatever, or you're left hand path, and they're like, oh, you're a horrible human sacrificing devil worshiper. And it's like, no, it doesn't really work that way. But okay, whatever. So yeah. But not that these people think that of me. They like me a lot. They're nice, and I like them too. And I'm going to get together with Gabby again and hang out. Mm, I think she needs somebody to hang out with. Sometimes kids they will like not talk to a therapist. They won't talk to your family, but like if they're comfortable with a stranger that they feel that they trust, just because it's somebody not really connected to them, a lot of times they'll end up opening up and sharing. So I just feel like this little girl needs a friend right now that's not of her age. She needs somebody older. to just, you know, maybe guide her in a couple of healthy directions. And so I'm hoping I can help with that. What did you just post a link for? Is that for one of your shows? So, oh, is it? Oh, I will have to check that out. Oh, hi, Gia. Well, thank you. Awesome. Great to see you here. Um, so I'm sure you all heard the news today. We were actually at Gabby's house, and she lives like kind of out in the country. So she was like a half hour away from us. But we were out there when we heard that Kobe Bryant had and his daughter had died in a helicopter crash. That was really sad to hear about. Never like to hear about those kind of tragic deaths. Um, so yeah, that was very sad. You know, accidents happen. It's just a shame, you know, and it's always just so hard for the families. And very, very sad and tragic sudden death. So we were sorry to hear about that. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just sad, you know? I did hear Onision wore like a bulletproof vest to that. I mean, that all that stuff that he's doing, it really is just he's just building up drama and controversy. So he'll get more interest in him. You know what they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity, and it's true. As long as they're talking about you, that's what you want. You know, if you're someone like in his position, and God knows everybody is. Was he the one who beat his wife? Was who the one who beat his wife? I'm not catching the reference there, Shan. Explain. Explain, Lucy. And I'm munching on my nerd ropes again, forgive me. I need a little sugar boost. Exactly. He's laughing all the way to the bank. You're right. That's what I mean. Definitely. I heard there was a shooting in New Orleans yesterday morning at like 7:30 in the morning right on Bourbon Street and everyone was kind of up in arms about it. Oh, I'm not sure. But you might be right. Now that you're saying that, it's ringing bells. Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not huge into sports, so, but I think you're right now that you mention it. Huh. Interesting, huh? Interesting. So, yeah. Oh, this is really gross. I don't even know why I'm going to share it, but I am because I'm me. The puppy we were in. Yeah, no, I think you're right, Shannon. Now that you say that, now it's triggering my memory. So we're in PetSmart. I had to buy the puppy like some soft food. I got some Eukanuba puppy food and some like puppy formula and a couple of toys and stuff. And the dog vomited all over me. I had just spent like forever getting like dressed and I had a wig on and I had done my makeup and gotten all ready to go visit with these people today and do a preliminary investigation. So, you know, I kind of got dressed. I wasn't just casual, you know, I put on nice clothes and my did my makeup and my hair and everything else and then the dog just like puked all over me in the store. All over me, all over the floor. I had to clean it up. Like it was and she had had some milk, so it was like it was just like a baby, like when a baby spits up after drinking like a milk bottle. And I just reeked. And I'm like, we're going to have to go home and I'm going to have to change because it's just, I stink. So I did. I had to go home and change. It was like one of those days, one of those crazy days. Like everything going wrong, you know? What are you going to do? It happens. Origin won't stop popping up on my screen. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like one of those crazy days. I don't know why that keeps happening. Um, but I think at least I did very briefly see the weather and it's going to dry up, I think, tomorrow and stop raining. So that's good because it was just such crappy weather today. It's just like when it's that awful, you kind of don't want to do anything, you just want to lay around and relax. But I couldn't do that today, so. I feel like I've been going nonstop every day for like the past 2 weeks. And like, seriously, I am getting close to just like needing a day to do nothing, like having a day off. Like, I work from home, obviously, so um, I never have a whole day where I just do nothing. I'm always doing something, and I need a day to do nothing, just to just kind of chill and relax and lay around and sit around and a down day. I'm getting close to needing one. I think it's been about 2 weeks since we went to New Orleans. That was probably my last down day, was when we went to New Orleans on that Sunday. And there's a mama dog right back at my back door. She keeps coming over here. Oh man, they love me. The dogs love me. Oh, and that woman that I did go see today, she said they're seeing like demon dogs in the house. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, I can handle those. Which I can. But I'm like, maybe they're there to protect you, not to hurt you. You never know. I've got my own little demon dog on my lap here. She's so sweet. She's so adorable. So, yeah. Um, I know this is very late for me, and it is a Sunday night. It's kind of late to be streaming on a Sunday, but I just wanted to pop on and say hi just because I didn't stream Saturday because I was getting puppy cuddles and relaxing and sleeping and dozing and all that Saturday night. So yeah, I don't know that I have too much else to share today. I think tomorrow night I'm going to try to delve back into the Sims murder case because I don't want it to go too long, and I haven't talked about that since we watched the documentary last Friday night. So I think it's time for me to delve back into that. And then another thing I'm going to do this week is two things. I have two goals for this week. I want to start the tarot teaching video that I want to make, at least get going on that. I might have to do it in 2 parts, 2 or 3 parts. It might be end up being a little long. So I want to get started on that this week. And then the other thing I want to do this week also is I'm going to start that whole paranormal romance thing. And I'm going to start with talking about my own romance. Since Valentine's Day is approaching, I thought it was a good time to start that. Um, so I'm going to start with telling my own story about Wayne and my romance and our paranormal romance and how we met and whatnot. And then, I'm going to ask other people who met in the paranormal and became romantically involved to, come forward and share their stories with me. And either if they want to do that with me interviewing them, or if they just want to get up and talk themselves, or shoot a video, or whatever, however they want to do it. Send me an email and have me read it. Anyway, whatever anybody's comfortable with, I'm happy to work with them. But yeah, I thought that would be a fun thing to do. Talk about some romance and some love since we've got Valentine's Day coming up. Um, oh, you do? Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've had several people sort of. I know a lot of people get intimidated by tarot, and they feel like it's so hard to learn and hard to memorize the cards and everything. And I think that I think I might be able to present it in a way that makes it a little bit easier to learn and easier to remember. Um, because once you sort of understand the system, I think it's easier to um, to memorize the cards and remember everything. But it has to be taught in a particular way, I feel. So I have some little tips and tricks and whatnot, and I just thought I would make a video sharing. Um, yeah, to try to help people learn tarot a little bit better. You know, because it's 78 cards, people get overwhelmed. That's a lot of cards to learn. But um, if you understand the system, it's easier. So you just, a lot of times people just need it explained in the right way. So I thought I would do that. Oh, you always ended up with boyfriends who didn't believe in tarot, you mean like cards in general? Well, yeah, there's a lot of skeptical people that don't believe in the woo, but um, I think if you, yeah, it's hard, you know, because it's sort of the type of thing oftentimes that you have to experience it to believe in it. And if you're that much of a skeptic that you don't even want to try it or, you know, engage in it in any way or watch it happen, then you'll never be convinced because you'll never have an opportunity to see it in action, to see it work. And you know, not all readers are the same, and not everybody has a knack for pulling the cards. Um, and certainly there are people out there who are just sort of bullshit artists and you know only want to do it to make money and you know whatever. Um, the only way you can really know is let someone read for you, and if it feels right and it feels like it fits and you enjoy the reading and you think it's valid and accurate, then you know that's a good reader for you, you know. Sometimes I feel like, don't mind Wayne making a lot of noise in the other room. Sometimes I feel like tarot readers are almost like shrinks. Like you have to find somebody that fits for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, I don't think every therapist works for every person. You have to find somebody that's a right fit for you, has the right personality to match yours, you know. And I think tarot card readers are the same way. You know, you have to find somebody that just sort of fits with your style and your personality and, you know, that you vibe with. Not to get too new agey, but it's true. You have to find somebody you vibe with. Like I have a girlfriend, one of my best friends in Massachusetts, and she calls like a number, and you know, and she'll get readings over the phone, and you know, she pays a fair amount of money to do it too. And I never really understood it, I will say, um, but I think I get it more now. So anyway, that's that. But yeah, so if anybody knows anyone who did meet because of the paranormal and is still involved in a relationship, um, let me know or send them my way. I think like I'll probably ask Dreama if maybe she wants to share her story because I know her and her boyfriend met in the paranormal. Um, there's a few people I can think of to ask, but I'm sure there's a lot of other people that I don't personally know who met. And I will say, if I don't get a lot of people coming forward with those kinds of stories, then I might just say, let's hear some stories just of people who've met online. Um, because that's kind of the theme I'm going with anyway, is just to hear about people who have become romantically involved online and then um, had a successful relationship come of it. Uh, you know, it's a very common thing these days. Unfortunately, it's also a common thing for married people to do, and you know, I don't think that's too cool. Neither Wayne nor myself were involved with anyone when we met. We were both single, so you know, we're not really ashamed of our story. But you know, I don't really think it's cool when I understand it happens, I guess, but I don't know. Uh, I guess because it was done to me. Because when I was married, my husband met somebody online and got involved, and it hurts. It never feels good, and that kind of betrayal. So it's probably a little bit of a sore, sensitive spot for me. I just don't like cheating in general. So yeah, but but I think more and more people are meeting online, and it's opened up new possibilities. Wayne and I always talk about how if it weren't for meeting online, we probably never would have met. And you know, it's a sort of it's a cool thing to think about, like just how much times have changed and all the new possibilities that the internet has opened up for people, and not just with romance in a lot of different ways, but um, it's a fascinating subject, I think. And I would like to see Werner Herzog do another documentary about internet stuff, because he did one that he sort of touched on some things and it was really good. But I like him and I like his documentary style, and I would like to see him do another one, a more current one now. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I have to chitty chat about tonight. Really, not too much, truth to be told. Um, yeah, just been busy. Just been busy, so not a lot going on. I've heard about a little bit of drama here and there going on in the paranormal. I'm not going to comment on it because I haven't really like researched. I don't even want to use that word because it's nothing serious. Explored, let's say that I haven't explored it yet, so I don't want to comment until I know exactly what's what, what's happening where with who. But I probably will comment on it later in the future, sometime this week if I can catch up on all the dirt. I will. Um, yeah. Obviously, I did hear about some doxing being done, and I don't like that. I don't think that's cool. And, I mean, for me, it never really bothered me if people found out where I lived. I'm just not very paranoid, and I'm not very worried or fearful type person. But I can understand how someone would be upset about that, and certainly if they're getting harassed because of it, then I can definitely understand. Nobody needs that in their life. Life is stressful enough. We all have problems in our lives. We all have things to deal with without kind of nonsense bullshit like that. That's my opinion. And the thing is that if people just continue to behave in these sort of inappropriate ways, um, it's just going to ruin it for the rest of us, because eventually they are going to start just, cracking down on that sort of thing, trying to protect people. And it's just, I mean, it's already happened where it's affecting YouTube and changing the landscape of YouTube. Um, so it's going to get worse and worse if people just can't act right. So I would like to see things change. People just get their shit together and, I don't know, grow up a little, be a little less nasty. All that nonsense needs to stop. I found this today, well, earlier. This is like a picture of like when we got Juju. It says Wisteria because that was her name when we first adopted her. But that's Wayne and I holding her. You can't even hardly see her because she's so black. She just blends in with Wayne. But yeah. So we were reminiscing about when we adopted her when she was a little puppy. We got her from a shelter, and now we've got this. And see, Juju, when we adopted her, she's the Catahoula, and they showed us a picture of her when she was a little bit smaller and with one of her siblings that had been there. I think it was only Juju and one other sibling that survived out of the litter, and the other sibling was another female, and that dog had been adopted before we got there to adopt Juju. And I saw a picture of her, and she had the black and white, more like leopard type coat that a lot of Catahoulas do. But there are black Catahoulas as well. But this dog also had the one blue eye, and I was like really bummed out that we weren't able to adopt that one also. And I always, since we adopted a Juju, I was always like, oh, I wish we had also gotten her sister with the one blue eye. It would have been so cool. And now look, now we've got a pup with the one blue eye. It's her sister, but sister from another mother. But that's okay. She's dreaming on my lap and starting to slide off. So I think that's it for tonight. I don't have a ton to talk about tonight. But like I say, I just wanted to pop on and say hi. Sorry I wasn't around last night. And hopefully tomorrow night we can dive back into The Sims a little bit, talk about that case and some of the interesting little rabbit holes to go down there, which there are. And yeah, and that's it, I think, for tonight. I'm going to save all the interesting stuff for during the week and just wrap it up for this weekend. And let everybody. Oh, and then the other thing I'm going to try and get done this week too is to finally get my Etsy shop open um, so that I can offer readings if anybody would like them. So, yeah, that should be happening this week too. So that's it, guys. As always, like if you do have any kind of problems with paranormal issues, spirits in your home, attachments, anything that you're concerned about, always feel free to reach out to us. I mean, obviously, for investigations, you know, we kind of try to stick to our general area. Um, but I can always advise people over the phone or whatnot, and I'm always available to help if you've got an issue and you think I can help you with it. I'm always happy to at least try, so always feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, I think that's all for today. A little short stream, but just wanted to pop on, show my face, and say hi. So tomorrow night, let's talk about The Sims, and expect to see the tarot teaching video this week and start of the My Paranormal Romance and seeing Ghost Queen get her Etsy shop open. So that's it, guys. Have a great night. Have a good sleep. Everybody's back to work tomorrow, probably. So hope that goes well. Enjoy your work week. And I'll see you in the evenings. And be safe, be happy, be loving, be kind, be generous, be compassionate. And tell your loved ones everything you want to say, because you never know which day is your last day or theirs. And that's a wrap, and I'm out. Good night, guys. Sleep well. Don't let the demons bite. And I'm out. Poof. Good night, guys. Do 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 do. And I can't even end my stream.